Some people call it boring, but you know what, Wisconsin? As it turns out, boring wins.
Wisconsin chooses 4 more years of Tony Evers. His message as he looks forward to his second term.
More results still rolling in at this hour. The breaking winds and races too close to call across Wisconsin this morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this post-election morning on News 3 Now this morning. I'm Leah Lynchide.
And I'm Chris Stanford. I knew things were going to be close. I didn't think things were going to be this close.
So many results still streaming in at this hour.
It's almost every race.
Yes.
I mean, it's the margins in these races are just so tight. We have a lot to break down this morning.
We have team coverage this morning of everything you need to know as you're waking up to those results. We'll get to Josh with governor's results and Shane following the Senate numbers. But first, some of the races we are still waiting on right now.
And that includes with the state's next Attorney General, Josh Kaul, announcing that he'll speak on the Capitol steps at 10 o'clock this morning with a slim lead and 99% of precincts reporting. He is up over Republican challenger Eric Toney, 50.6% to 49.4% right now. Though those numbers have bounced back and forth overnight as we wait for votes to be counted in the heavily blue-leaning Milwaukee County, Toney did concede to his supporters in an early morning speech. Kaul hasn't officially accepted victory, though he is expected again to address the press at a news conference later this morning.
Another tight race between Senator Ron Johnson and Democratic challenger Mandela Barnes. Neither candidate conceding overnight, though Johnson is also planning an acceptance speech scheduled for just a couple hours from now. 99% of precincts reporting in this race, with Johnson at 50.6%, Barnes at 49.4%. Our team of reporters spread out across the state to cover both camps in this race.
We're going to start with Catherine Merck in the Fox Valley with Johnson's comments to supporters last night.
I'm here at Senator Ron Johnson's watch party in Neenah, Wisconsin, where we finally heard from the senator after a long night here. But we didn't hear necessarily a victory. He came out to tell his supporters here, quote, "I'm not going to declare a victory until all the votes are in, but I want to give you all the sense that this race is over." So not all the votes are counted yet, but Senator Johnson is feeling confident heading into tomorrow. Reporting in Neenah, I'm Catherine Merck for News 3 this morning.
Just about a quarter before 1 in the morning, the Barnes campaign came out on stage to let supporters know they appreciate their enthusiasm, but they are going to end the watch party for the night so that there's time for all votes to come in before Barnes will make a statement. They're hoping for a Barnes win, and they say they will speak to supporters in the morning, but again said they appreciate everyone's support and coming out tonight in Milwaukee.
Our Catherine Merck and McKenna Alexander reporting for us. Slim 33,000 votes separate the two Senate candidates at this hour, and the chance for a recount is a possibility for Barnes.
Shane Hogan is here with Wisconsin's rules on that recount process. Good morning, Shane.
Hey, good morning, Leah. To be clear, Ron Johnson is ahead, but a recount could be in play for Mandela Barnes as votes are still being counted across the state. Now, our state does not have automatic recounts, even if the unofficial results are close. Instead, if the vote totals are separated by 1% or less, the candidate trailing the leading candidate has the right to petition for a recount, meaning Barnes has the right to petition for the recount. If the vote totals are separated by 0.25% or less, the petitioning candidate doesn't have to pay for the recount. Good detail there. As of just a few hours ago this morning, Ron Johnson is ahead by about 1.2%. So a recount could not be called by Barnes right now. But again, votes still coming in. So if Barnes does pick up more votes, that possibility for a recount is there for Barnes. But again, this is something we're going to be closely watching all morning long. And again, still really focusing on this area of the state, Milwaukee County and surrounding counties, Racine County, where votes are still coming in. So if for Barnes, that's where he needs to hit and pick up a lot of votes.
Yeah, it is a long shot at this point, but not totally out of the picture this morning. All right, Shane Hogan, thanks for breaking down those possibilities. Now to some breaking news from overnight. The governor's race. We do have a winner there this morning.
Wisconsin voters deciding Governor Evers will keep his job. Josh Ryder is live at the state capitol with what both candidates are saying this morning. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning, guys. Breaking overnight, Governor Evers will keep his office here at the Wisconsin State Capitol for 4 more years. The AP calling that race just after 1 o'clock this morning. Both the governor and Tim Michels speaking to their supporters before that official call. Let's take a look at the numbers at this hour as far as the leaderboard goes. With nearly 99% of precincts reporting right now, Evers holds 51% of the vote with Michels at 48. That is a more than 80,000 vote difference. Our Tahalil Moladin reports from the governor's watch party with more on his acceptance speech.
For the second time at the Orpheum Theater, the newly elected Governor Tony Evers came out on top in another close race for Wisconsin's highest office. At the watch event turned victory party, hundreds of his supporters listened closely as he shared his thoughts for the future and celebrated his win.
I'm jazzed as hell to tell you that on January 3rd, 2023, I will still be the 46th governor of the great state of Wisconsin. Tonight, we prove that there is so much we can do when we work together, when we do the right thing, and when we're willing to fight for the future that we want for our kids and our state. And we're just getting started, folks. We're going.
All election night, Evers supporters danced, laughed, and cheered, at times chanting his name, feeling pretty optimistic as their candidate maintained a consistent lead throughout, ultimately securing that vote. For News 3 Now this morning, I'm David Kadina.
Tahalil, thank you. Meanwhile, Republican challenger Tim Michels taking the stage around 12:30 this morning to say he has just called Governor Evers to concede. His speech, short and sweet. Take a listen.
I don't know what we would have done differently. It was a very spirited effort. I loved going everywhere from Superior to Kenosha, Sheboygan to La Crosse. We campaigned in bars and bowling alleys and supper clubs, football games, everywhere, and the enthusiasm was just off the charts. But it wasn't our night tonight, and I thank everybody for all of your support. God bless.
Again, live from the state capitol, Governor Evers keeping his office here for 4 more years, with Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez joining him in the power there. We're going to be keeping track of any new information coming into the newsroom, guys, throughout the morning from both sides of the aisle.
Josh Breider with that new overnight reaction from both candidates. Thank you very much, Josh.
I also want to address some misinformation claims brought to us by viewers. We're setting the record straight for you this morning. A video clip from Fox News posted to Twitter accuses a Madison poll worker of rigging ballots on live TV. That's on the left side of your screen right now. The tweet shows a poll worker making markings on a series of ballots during live coverage on Fox News. We asked the Dane County clerk about this, who told us that this is actually just the normal process of ballots. Scott McDonald says the poll worker was marking the ballot to indicate which ward it was cast in, and that's normal. That process on the right side of your screen. Workers are expected to circle the ward number and initial it for verification purposes.
Yeah, you can see on the right side of your screen there was a place for them to sign. That is likely what he was doing there. A reminder, we're here to answer your questions about election 2022 and beyond. Be sure to download our Channel 3000 News app to stay up to date on the latest election headlines and local news.
All right, let's get some expert analysis of the results, what we know and don't know this morning.
UW professor Mike Wagner back with us yet again this morning. Thanks again for taking all this time for us.
My pleasure.
You know, there was a national expectation that we would see this red wave, at least not the case for Wisconsin with that Evers win. And it was a decisive one, about 80,000 votes there over Tim Michels. How did Democrats pull that off?
I think a few things happened, one of which is that the Supreme Court decision about abortion that took place over the summer motivated a lot of Democrats. It's hard to stay mad for several months, but many people who hadn't registered to vote before registered. Younger people voted in higher numbers than is typical, and those things seem to be part of what happened. The Democrats also in Wisconsin were very aggressive at trying to campaign in rural areas and suburban areas where they traditionally are not as strong. And even though they lost most of those areas, they improved their numbers, at least Governor Evers especially did. And so those were all things that helped him kind of extend his victory.
Let's talk about the U.S. Senate race now. Do you see any path to victory for Mandela Barnes this morning? We know there are still votes to count in Milwaukee County, where he does very well. Is there enough votes still out there right now for him to claim victory?
I think the honest answer is it's unclear, and probably not. And so there's somewhere between 20 and 50,000 votes outstanding. We don't exactly know how many. A lot of these are still estimates of what they think turnout was, and they're still trying to count the votes. And so if it's 20,000 votes, there's not really a path for him to catch up. If it's 50, it's possible, but he would have to do extremely well with those votes to make up the difference.
Well, there's about 33,000 votes separating the two candidates this morning.
So the margins right now still outside that 1% that's required for a recount. Is it realistic that he would ask for a recount? You think we'll see that tight of a race by the end of this?
Well, as you were just talking about, I think it's likely that he'll have the chance to ask for one, but it's not likely that it would be for free.
Sure.
He's going to have to probably pay for it. I don't think he's going to be able to get within 0.25%, so that'll be up to him and his campaign.
Biggest surprise of the night?
The Secretary of State race is extremely close. That was
Really
a big
tight.
surprise.
1,300 votes between Republican challenger Amy Loudenbeck and the incumbent Doug LaFollette. That's amazing.
Really is. People sometimes say their vote doesn't matter, but in Wisconsin, we have to know by now that every vote counts.
You're right.
Sure does. All right, we'll talk to you again here in a little bit.
Mike Wagner, we appreciate it.
Let's get to some more results this morning. U.S. Congress District 2, Mark Pocan has held this for a while. He wins handily with 71%, with 99 precincts reporting. On
to the next leaderboard now. Let's take a look. We have a referendum on the abortion ban. A question for Dane County residents: should that 1849 law be repealed? A resounding yes by Dane County residents. Again, this has no legal standing. It was just a referendum question. 85% voting yes, please repeal that abortion ban.
A couple more advisory referendum questions in Dane County, including whether the county should expunge marijuana convictions, minor marijuana convictions. 82% agreeing with that question. And in the other non-binding referendum question, folks in Dane County were asked about legalizing marijuana, and again, the same percentage there agreeing, voting yes with 82%.
Several school referenda across the area and the state, voters resoundingly coming in on the side of the schools here.
It was a really good night for schools.
Yeah,
it
take
really
a look.
Was.
Wanakee's referenda here. Voters approving both questions. One to spend $175 million on facilities, including a new middle school. They also approved increasing the operating budget in Wanakee by $6 million. Fairly close vote, but still a yes, 52% there.
A new high school in Monroe is going to move forward. Voters there voting 55% to move along with construction of that new high school in Monroe.
You can find all of these results and more updated in real time because, folks, we are still seeing numbers coming in this morning. This is all over on channel3000.com/elections.
A lot of school districts voting for more money last night to continue to increase their operating revenues. Those results you can see for yourself on our website. Let's check in with Greg Barnhart now. He has details of an alert day in the forecast. Possibility we could see some strong storms move through, Greg.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to have a swing in temperatures from 70s tomorrow to the 30s by Veterans Day, and usually that means you got a cold front coming through. And this cold front could produce a line of segments of thunderstorms come through tomorrow evening, or excuse me, tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, that could pertain to high winds. Winds and maybe a brief spin up of a tornado are really the big threats to look at this. Right now we're 52 degrees. We have cloud cover. We'll see less cloud cover today. Still a mild day, getting up into the 60s. South winds 11, so definitely still a good day to speak of. The system as well to the west, you have thunderstorms kind of riding over. That's going to be the focus out to the west, and the warm air that's getting pulled, but that system is the one that's going to really start ramping up and giving our thunderstorm chances as we work our way in through tomorrow and then tomorrow evening, followed by a lot of cold air. And I'll break all that down here a bit later in the broadcast.
Sounds good, Greg. Thank you. This morning, we're also following key Senate races across the country. We have new results coming in overnight and what the balance of power looks like this morning in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, as the sun comes up over the nation's capital there. We're also talking about breaking results in a closely watched race in Pennsylvania. Whether TV celebrity Dr. Mehmet Oz has a chance in that Senate race yet.
Go farther with personal checking choices. At Starion Bank, you make the decisions. Your money, your style. Apply online in just 4 minutes at starionbank.com.
With Pick and Save delivery, It's easy to get your special holiday foods brought right to your door. And that's music to your ears. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
It's the Subway Series menu. 12 irresistible subs. The most epic sandwich roster ever created. It's Subway's biggest refresh yet.
So I just started this new trapeze class and...
Whoa, the new iPhone is here.
I know, right? The ultimate iPhone.
US Cellular paid for mine and I was already a customer.
The new iPhone is here.
Right, and you'd be smart to get it at US Cellular. They have price protection, so you know your rate won't go up.
Now, new and current customers can get any new iPhone 14 Pro or iPhone 14 Pro Max on us.
Okay, I'll just wait here and watch your donut.
At US Cellular, where every plan is price protected.
Here at Precision, we are veteran owned, and we take pride in servicing not only our community, but serving our country as well. No job is too big and no job is too small. Here at Precision, we'll fix them all.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
The Stanley Steamer started with one man, a van, and a whole lot of carpet. We've been innovating for a long time. Stanley Steamer now goes beyond carpet. We've been cleaning tile and grout, upholstery, rugs, air ducts, and a whole lot more. We don't just clean carpets, we clean homes. So when your home needs a cleaning, give us a ring at 1-800-STEAMER.
Ho, ho, ho.
It's Santa. We got a problem.
Keep your holidays in sync with free pickup on all your fresh favorites from Pick and Save. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Go farther with personal checking choices at Starion Bank. Like Smart Checking, it's free when you choose e-statements. Your money, your style. Apply online in just 4 minutes at starionbank.com.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
Welcome back. More election results streaming in nationwide this morning. In Pennsylvania, CBS News is projecting the state's Lieutenant Governor, John Fetterman, will win the U.S. Senate race.
Fetterman will succeed retiring Republican Senator Pat Toomey. That flips that seat in favor of Democrats. Fetterman, Pennsylvania's Lieutenant Governor since 2019, stayed in the race despite suffering a stroke in May. His victory came despite having to scale back campaigning while he recovered. The stroke often limited Fetterman's ability to speak, and some feared that his less than optimal performance in his debate with Oz would hurt his chances. It's a critical win as Democrats seek to maintain control of the Senate.
Fetterman's victory will weigh heavily on the balance in the Senate, with each party holding 48 seats. 4 more races still undecided at this hour. As for the House, CBS News is characterizing that battle as leaning Republican. Right now, Republicans have 195 seats, 8 taken from Democrats just this morning. They are 23 seats away from gaining the majority. CBS News also conducted exit polls across the country to gauge the biggest issues on voters' minds. The top 2, inflation and abortion.
This is horrendous. Abortion is health care, and it's very important.
As for cost, these midterms slated to be the most expensive ever. Spending is on track to top $16.7 billion. That's with a B at the state and federal level. That's according to the nonpartisan group Open Secrets. It's more than double the midterms from just 8 years ago.
Okay, we have an alert day in the forecast, folks. Busy day in the weather. We have a lot to get to, so let's check in with Greg Barnhart now and a look at that first warm forecast. Hey, Greg.
Hey, yeah, we definitely have a swing coming. If you like the warmth, we're going to have it. If you like the cold, we're going to have it too. And in between, we have a front, which means we do have potential for severe weather. That's for tomorrow afternoon. Now, it is not unusual to have some November-type severe events like this. A similar event in 1988, November 16th, created some wind reports too. So this is, you can get this with a front. coming through. It's a very narrow line, segments that'll probably come through, and it won't last that long, at least the severe threat. Really, we got that cold air starting to advance here behind that. That's what's going to drive this through tomorrow evening, and then we're going to be stuck in this pattern where we're going to have cold air really just going to be filtering down from Canada as the main storm track shifts to the south. So we look to be cold. Not so much precipitation, snow-like, but for the next week, it's going to be definitely colder than we've had before. Today, we're going to have that front to the north. We're going to have clearing skies this afternoon, a warm front to the north. That's where all the shower activity is up there. Then you're going to start seeing the front as we get towards tonight, approach Iowa. That means we're going to have nice southerly winds ahead, a warm night overhead, and that comes through tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, with broken line segments of showers and thunderstorms. Some of these could be severe. The main threat probably will be wind, strong gusty winds that should clear the area by tomorrow evening. And then we're going to have clear skies, and then cloud cover comes back in with this northwest flow. But that northwest flow is going to be cold. So today, mid-60s, we're going to climb back up there. We'll lose the cloud cover this evening. It'll come back overnight. Then we'll start seeing showers approach by tomorrow morning to the north, and then the main front comes through tomorrow afternoon. After we hit probably 70 degrees in many locations. So it'll be a warm night, a warm day, and then that comes through tomorrow evening, and then the temperatures after we clear out of that rainfall by evening are going to start to drop. And we got a little bit of a change over there, something to keep an eye on. We might see it. This won't talk a lot of precipitation like the last event, maybe a quarter to a half. More of it will be to the north. Winds won't be as quite strong as the last system, but still gusty winds tomorrow, and especially with the showers, we could see winds that gust up too. So overall, the 10-day, once we get past this activity, it gets cold. Veterans Day looks cold, 37 degrees, and beyond that, we're going to struggle to get anywhere near 40 with some snow chances coming next week, but that won't be really the big story. It'll be the cold temps and the prolonged cold of it too.
Okay, Greg, thank you. Breaking news in just the last few minutes. Meta, Facebook's parent company, plans to lay off 11,000 workers. It comes after a big drop in digital ad revenue and profit reported by Facebook. Meta shares have dropped more than 70% this year alone. Other tech companies like Lyft and Amazon are also cutting or freezing jobs. 6:21 outside. We are keeping an eye on your traffic and results from a very busy and very close election night. Those votes still being counted. We'll update them when News 3 Now This Morning returns.
This portion of News 3 Now is sponsored by Shopco Optical.
Cobuson Buses, now hiring.
My name is Mike Williams. I've been driving school bus off and on for 21 years. Here at our terminal, we're kind of like a family too. Somebody has an issue with a bus, other people kick in and help and get the job done.
Get ready for the rock and roll ride of your life with the final tour of Winter Dance Party, a tribute to Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and the Big Bopper. Saturday, November 19th, presented by the Friends of the Performing Arts Center in Middleton. Tickets available online now.
Wells Fargo lets you know where you stand with your FICO credit score. What if you knew where you stood with everything, like your future in-laws?
Hope you like cats.
I hope your parents like me. They're whispering.
The kitties like her.
Oh, can they tell I'm allergic? Tears of joy.
Welcome to the family.
Like knowing where you stand? When it comes to your credit score, you can with Wells Fargo.
There will always be bumps in the road, but we got guts, America. We got freedom. We got power. We got future. So let's drive on and make the future we want to see together. Because your new Ford vehicle is just the start of a journey. So stop by your Ford dealer today and claim one of the thousands of new Ford trucks and SUVs on their way. We've been building this country for 119 years, but we're just getting started.
McGann Furniture and Flooring has a question for you. Do you have a hard time sleeping comfortably through the night? Is your mattress 10 years old or even older? Chances are you're due for a new one. Mattress technology has changed a lot in the last 10 years. Our experienced staff will help you find the right style, construction, and firmness that will give you years of sleeping comfort. And remember, we don't raise prices only to lower them later for a sale. With delivery and disposal of your old set, we make it easy to have the bed of your dreams at McGann Furniture and Flooring, downtown Baraboo.
Are we still on for 3?
I'm on phone.
When your team needs more space to work and eat. Carl, is that mackerel?
No, it's trout.
It matters where you stay.
Fish tacos?
Carl. Hilton for the stay.
Keep bragging about your buck after the hunt with wild game processing from Johnson's Sausage Shop in Ryle, Wisconsin. Friends enjoy a hunting story more over a jalapeno cheddar stick. Johnson's Sausage Shop accepts wild game 7 days a week. First bucks in are the first brats out.
A must in your medicine cabinet. Less sick days.
Cold coming on? Zicam's the #1 cold shortening brand.
Highly recommended.
Zyfans love Zicam's unique zinc formula.
It shortens colds.
Zicam Zinc That Cold.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
Working with Cobeson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. If you do need time off, they work around you. They definitely try to make it a company that's based for you.
Visit Cobeson.com to apply.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at Julie's morning. Just a stunning shot here. She sent in some beautiful ones. She's from Southwest Wisconsin, so I expect it from her.
Your neck of the woods.
Do you guys ever get sick of me saying that?
Never.
Don't answer that question.
Never.
So that's where I grew up too.
Yeah, Greg's from Iowa County too. Richland County, technically.
Yeah.
but I claim it all.
Yep.
I really do.
You do.
Julie, gorgeous shot. Thanks for sharing that. We appreciate it. Make sure you use the hashtag MyNews3Morning, folks, when you send in those pictures.
Well, a little bit something for everyone over the next few days, Greg. If you like severe weather, warm, cold.
You like cold, you like everything. I think everyone will not like once we get past Friday because it's going to stick around for a while, unfortunately. So really, that's what the big story is. We could see record warm tomorrow, warm overnight. The thunderstorms come through tomorrow, and tomorrow evening some could be severe because we have a cold front, and that's the reason for the swing in temperatures. And once we get to Friday and beyond, 30 degrees, and that actually is well below average, and it doesn't look like that's going to warm much for at least another week.
All right, Greg, thank you very much. We have some updated results from Election Day just after this.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Schwab, General Surgeon at Stoughton Health. If you suffer from bothersome or painful spider veins or varicose veins, please join us for our upcoming seminar where you can learn what new procedures may be able to help you.
Hy-Vee Red Hot deals are super hot this Monday through Thursday. Select Campbell's Soup, only 99 cents. Hy-Vee Midwest Pork Loin Chops, only 77 cents each. And Hy-Vee Cottage Cheese, only 77 cents. Scan the code and get deals, only at Hy-Vee.
With special pricing and special financing, you'll love your new floor. I'm Brent Ziegler with H&R Carpets and Flooring. Our interior design staff and craftsman installers make it beautiful at H&R Carpets and Flooring in Wanakee.
Papa Murphy's presents How to Change the Way You Pizza. Step 1, grab a delicious Papa Murphy's pizza. Step 2, bake. Step 3, chow down on the deliciousness. Order the limited time Hog Heaven Pizza for just $12.99 at papamurphys.com.
For the plunge you never thought they'd take. For the day you never thought would come. For all the years that have come and gone.
For all those special moments that make life worth living. Diamond Select, downtown Stoughton.
There's something new from Better Than Bouillon. Introducing the Culinary Collection. Chef-created flavor combinations like smoky chipotle and Italian herb that add a little something special to your family favorites. But don't take our word for it. The Culinary Collection from Better Than Bouillon.
7-day-old tuna casserole.
How'd you know that?
Even my nose is strong. You need Hefty Ultra Strong. It has Arm & Hammer, continuous odor control. Hefty, Hefty, Hefty. Oh, and Toby needs a bath. Stay one step ahead of Stinky.
How to holiday the Bob's way. What's got your beard in a twist, Mr. Gnome? I get it. Hosting holiday meals can be stressful, but not with Bob's Discount Furniture. I've got complete dining sets as low as $5.99 with the features that make holiday hosting easy, like extendable tables, hidden storage at multiple heights, and a wide variety of styles and colors. And the bow on top, financing options to fit your budget. No matter how many you're hosting, Bob's makes it easy as pie. Pie! Holiday the Bob's way.
Hy-Vee Red Hot deals are super hot this Monday through Thursday. Hy-Vee frozen vegetables, only 77 cents. Extra laundry detergent, only 99 cents. And Granny Smith apples, only 68 cents a pound. Scan the code, get deals. Only at Hy-Vee.
If you suffer from bothersome spider veins or painful varicose veins, please contact us at Stoughton Health to learn about what new procedures may be able to help you. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Thank you all again. Keep partying. You can keep partying. You don't have to, you can't stay here, but you gotta go somewhere else, but you can keep partying.
In the race for U.S. Senate this morning, one candidate not ready to call it.
I'm not going to, declare victory until all the numbers are in, but I just want to give you guys the sense that this race is over.
And despite what Ron Johnson says, the U.S. Senate race is not officially over. There are still votes to count, and technically it is still too close to call.
Breaking overnight, Governor Evers remaining in Wisconsin's highest office as he's reelected to a second term. We're live at the state capitol with reaction.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford.
Thanks for waking up with us, everybody. I'm Leah Lynchide. Our team coverage of election 2022 continues this morning with breaking results in from overnight.
Yeah, numbers still coming in many races across the state. Updates coming into the newsroom in the last few minutes and overnight. Let's start with some of the tightest races across the state. This one not technically called yet. 3rd Congressional. The AP has yet to choose the winner.
Republican Derek Van Orden, though, declaring victory overnight. He is in the lead by about 4 percentage points. Most, if not all, of the vote in at this hour. However, again, still no official call by the AP in this U.S. congressional district race.
Here's Van Orden's potentially premature acceptance speech overnight.
I will not give up the values that the people of the 3rd District of Wisconsin understand that I hold and share with them, and that's why they voted me into office.
If Van Orden's win holds, this is a flip for Republicans. Longtime Representative Ron Kind has held the district for Democrats for the last 25 years, since 1995. Van Orden unsuccessfully ran against him in 2020, a very close race that year, though, leading to Kind's retirement.
More breaking news in a too-tight-to-call race this morning for U.S. Senate Senator Ron Johnson. He plans to take the stage at 10 o'clock this morning to declare victory against Mandela Barnes. No official call yet on this, and just within the last 10 minutes, we have some updated numbers. Barnes picking up a few votes here. This not as tight as it was. About 31,000 votes separate the two now. 98% of precincts are on 99% reporting here at 6:30 in the morning. Johnson is at 51%. Barnes still at 49%. Again, that margin shrinking by a couple thousand votes. Here's what Johnson had to say to supporters around 1 a.m.
Fortunately, it's still so close, and that's a little depressing, isn't it? That lies can be that effective. And if you ever wonder, quite honestly, why more good people don't run for office, I would just recommend people take a look at the Wisconsin U.S. Senate race in the year 2022, and you just might get that answer.
This race is far too close to call tonight, and there are tens of thousands of votes left to be counted. I don't know about you, but we want every vote to be counted.
Barnes did not take the stage last night. We have yet to hear from the Lieutenant Governor this morning. Instead, he opted to have the VP of the State Democratic Party send supporters home for the night. Votes are still coming in that race.
Yeah, those leaderboards that we air here, folks, they are updating in real time as we put them on the air. Shane Hogan is in studio counting whether Barnes can still catch up. Good morning, Shane.
Hey, good morning, Leah. Yeah, we're going to start, though, with an important number out of Milwaukee County because that's where some of these votes are still coming in this morning. About 12,000 votes left to count. That was from a few hours ago. So Chris just mentioned votes are still coming in this morning, and Mandela Barnes picking up some of those votes. So, you know, a big number, two big counties to look at for Democrats that they needed big turnout. Dane County, of course, Madison, and Milwaukee County. Democrats did very well there. Dane County's clerk Scott McDonald saying on Twitter last night that Dane County turnout was as high as possibly 90% in some places. And so those were really big numbers for Mandela Barnes, again, as the votes continue to come in. We're going to zoom out now. There's a few other counties to look at that are telling the story of this race as well for Ron Johnson. Ozaukee County here, north of Milwaukee. This was a big one that is a little closer, a little more purple than people were expecting. You can see here he's got about 58%, but only 87% of those votes coming in. So again, maybe a potential place where Mandela Barnes could pick up some of those votes. Zooming out here a little bit, if you go here to Winnebago County, again, closer than expected. Mandela Barnes doing well there, 93% of votes counted there. And if you go down here to Waukesha County, 87% of votes counted there. Ron Johnson doing well, but again, an area where Democrats really needed to pick up some votes. So again, this is still moving. We're still looking for these more votes to come in. Again, this is not a surprise. We knew votes were going to take some time to come in from places like Milwaukee County, Racine County. We expected this to happen, so that process is taking a little bit of time. We will continue to update throughout the morning as well.
All right, Shane Hogan with that analysis this morning and all morning long. Shane, we appreciate it.
Now to the race for governor and more breaking results in overnight. This one we do know the winner of. Governor Tony Evers has officially been reelected for a second term.
The AP calling that race right around 1 this morning. One of the first they called, really. Evers with 51% of the vote. Republican challenger Tim Michaels at 48. Josh Sprider is live at the state capitol with what both camps are saying this morning. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning, Chris and Leah. Governor Evers keeping his office here at the Wisconsin State Capitol for 4 more years. We're hearing from the governor and his Republican challenger Tim Michaels this morning after that race was called early this morning. Here's video of Governor Evers around 1 o'clock this morning speaking to a packed house at the Orpheum in Madison. The AP reporting at this hour he's ahead by more than 83,000 votes. In his speech, Governor Evers says the voters showed up for the initiatives he's supported, from public schools and high-speed internet to women's rights.
You know, I stood here on this very same stage 4 years ago to the day, I believe, and I made a promise to the people of Wisconsin that I would never make promises I couldn't keep and that I always work for you.
I love this state with all my heart. People are... It's the greatest state in the union. There's tremendous work ethic here, great communities to raise a family, and just the most wonderful people on the entire face of the planet.
Tim Michaels conceding just after midnight, calling Governor Evers before taking the stage this morning. He says he didn't know what he would have done differently, ending the evening saying the night just wasn't his. Back out here live at the state capitol again, where Governor Evers will keep his spot in Wisconsin's highest office for 4 more years, with State Representative Sarah Rodriguez now becoming Lieutenant Governor. Guys.
All right, Josh Sprider live at the Capitol this morning. Thanks for your reporting this morning.
With precincts still reporting at this hour, we continue to get you real-time updates on the races in your backyard. Statewide, district and local results, they're all over on channel3000.com/elections.
We have a lot to get to in the weather this morning. Let's get to your first warn forecast. Greg Barnhart tracking some big temp swings and an alert day in the forecast. Greg?
Yeah, definitely. We're going to have some swings from record heat, or record warmth, I should say, to then we get cold, but not record cold, but definitely a drop. 67 is a record high for tomorrow. Forecast high, we will be in the 70s, so we are expecting to hit a record. That means you got a front coming through, too, if you see that big temperature difference. That should swing through some thunderstorms, a line segment. Tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, the main threat with this usually this time of year would be wind, maybe an isolated tornado, but really it's going to be the wind that's going to be the issue with some of these showers or thunderstorms. Today, we're going to have cloud cover kind of thin out this afternoon, getting up to at least 62 by 12 p.m., probably in the mid-60s for high temperatures today. Bus stop, we have cloud cover right now, but still, considering this is November, these are really great temperatures and really warm temperatures, even as you go pick up from the bus, too. So we really can't complain right now what's going on. We have the system right now to the west. You can see the front kind of drapes to the north. That's what's going to be getting our way, but in the meantime, we're going to have silly winds, warm temperatures coming up before that. I'll break down how warm, when the thunderstorms come through, and how cold we get after that and a bit later in the broadcast.
Greg Barnhart with your first warn. Thank you very much, sir. All right, our Campaign 2022 coverage continues. After the break, we're diving into some of the lesser-known races that could impact the future of elections in Wisconsin.
And UW political science professor Mike Wagner will join us with some analysis and context, plus where in the state we could see more split tickets. We saw some split tickets yesterday that really made a difference. We'll talk to him about a lot coming up after the break.
6:39 now. Let's take a live look outside. We're tracking a warm-up and a cool-down. Greg also forecasting the possibility to see some strong, maybe some severe thunderstorms in that alert day.
And a live look at the nation's capital this morning. Our election 2022 coverage continues with a look at the nationwide races making headlines this morning.
Let the design team at Wanakee Furniture ETC help you find your inspiration and transform your room. Every style, every budget, our creativity, passion, and expertise will help you design your dream space.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
Raising healthy children takes a village, and kids thrive when their village is healthy too.
SSM Health and News 3 Now are helping you unlock a healthier world with our Time for Kids Keys to Health campaign. We'll show you how sustainable choices create healthier lifestyles, explore the impacts of food security on families,
and share ways we can help build a healthy community together. So join us on air, online, and in your village.
And take time for kids.
Kevin! Oh, nice. Kevin, where are you?
Kevin! Hey, what's going on? I'm right here. I was busy cash backing for the holidays with Chase Freedom Unlimited. I'm going to cash back on the gingerbread house.
Ooh, it's got little people inside.
And a snow globe.
Oh, I wish I lived in there.
You know, I can't believe you lost another Kevin.
It's a holiday tradition.
That it is. Earn big time with Chase Freedom Unlimited. How do you cash back? Chase, make more of what's yours.
For every holiday, for everyone. Ritz, a taste of welcome.
How do you use your energy? Inspiring a spark of creativity? Working hard to reach your goals? Thinking outside the box to bring your vision to life? At Alliant Energy, we're creating more clean, renewable energy every single day to power what matters to you. Because even during the most powerful moments in our lives, we're not thinking about power, we're thinking about a brighter future. Alliant Energy, powering beyond.
Rest comfortably with brands you can trust at Wanakee Furniture ETC. Create a unique and stylish room with made-in-the-USA products from companies like Smith Brothers of Bern. Select from a wide variety of sofas at a great price.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
News 3 Now's Call for Action team gets results.
We're taking action for you.
Nearly 700 cases closed, more than $500,000 recovered, and we're not finished yet. When you need help, call for action only on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now Sports brings you the Badger Blueprint. Join us every week for an exclusive look at Wisconsin football. From the practice field to the locker room to game day previews and highlights. Badger Blueprint, Wednesdays only on News 3 Now at 10.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
Time to break it down now. We have a lot to go over with our political analyst this morning.
Yeah, UW political science and journalism professor Mike Wagner in all morning long. You were also here late last night. We should give him a round of applause.
But this is like, this is a pretty good reason to stay up late and go sleep deprived because because a lot was at stake last night, and we had some very close races. I mean, almost every single race was very, very close. Did that surprise you at all?
No, not in the statewide races. I mean, we're always a coin flip, basically, in governor's races, most Senate races. But then in this case, even the Secretary of State race was very close. The Attorney General, close as well. Democrats winning these statewide races, except for the U.S. Senate, which Ron Johnson appears to have held on to.
The conversation we keep going back to is that Governor Evers, a Democrat, won re-election here. Mandela Barnes looks to be down. Ron Johnson above him. What is the role that those typically Republican, red-leaning WOW counties played in both those elections?
So usually, Washington, Ozaukee, Waukesha counties are Republican strongholds. They're still Republican counties. But Governor Evers improved in all three and virtually in every single township across those three counties. And so there's a little bit of what I would say is a Trump effect, where these suburban voters who are traditional Republicans don't respond as well to the Trump-style messaging that the modern-day Republican Party is offering. It's something for them to think about when they want to win statewide elections in Wisconsin.
We've got the nation's capital behind us. You know, we were talking about that red wave that we were, potentially expecting this election day. And we were talking off camera about how the election deniers, those sort of Trump-backed candidates, didn't do as well as anticipated.
I think every single governor candidate who denied the election has either lost or is losing comfortably right now.
Wow.
What are you going to take away from the 2022 midterms?
It's a very divided country. The national divisions aren't quite the same as local divisions, and so just because national politics are one way doesn't mean that state politics can't go another. We saw that in our state, where for the first time since 1998, a Democrat won the governorship and a Republican won the Senate. That was reversed in '98 when Tommy Thompson was governor and Russ Feingold won the Senate.
Yep.
But we can go both. Both parties can win statewide elections here, and that makes our state ground zero for national politics and state politics.
Fascinating outcome. Mike, we have to thank you again for all of your time over the last couple of days. We
My
appreciate
pleasure.
it.
I've got one more quick question before we let you go. Looking ahead to 2024. What I know, right?
That's exhausting.
It's going to come up quick. Do you think we're going to see a lot of national attention in 2024, more than we maybe do normally, because of how things ended up last night?
In a word, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Wisconsin will absolutely be a centerpiece of 2024 politics.
All right. Good stuff this morning. Thank you for everything you've done for us.
You bet.
6:46 now. Let's turn it over to Greg with your first warm weather. Hey there, Greg.
Hey, yep, and we got an alert day because we're going to have a wild swing in temperatures from record warm tomorrow till 30s by the time we get to Veterans Day. So really, the front's coming through. We're going to have thunderstorms in the afternoon, evening. The winds and maybe a tornado threat is probably the biggest one. Hail, not so much, mainly west of Madison, and then it kind of weakens. And this gives you the slight risk of severe weather, more Mississippi River area to the west. It lessens as you get closer to Madison. This is because of the timing of the front. When it gets here, it'll be more evening hours, so that kind of lessens it a little bit. The reason we're going to have a nice cold air mass come through, as you see it pushes through east, that's going to entrench over us, and the jet stream goes well to the south, and that's going to set up a nice cold pattern that we're going to be under probably for the foreseeable future until we get well past next week. As you can see, even another shot of cold air does come down too. But in the meantime, nice conditions. We'll have clearing skies. We've got a front to the north. All the precipitation stay to the north through the next 24 hours. The front actually is coming through Iowa by the time we get towards tomorrow morning. It'll start developing showers and thunderstorms ahead of it as it pushes east. It'll clear the area by evening hour, and then we'll start seeing clearing skies, but the winds from the northwest will kick in, which is the cold air that'll start pushing through. That snow chance should stay well to the north, not a problem, but the cold temperatures will be. In the meantime, we should be getting in the mid-60s today. Southerly winds, actually really nice still. Like I said, it's for November. We can't complain. Then we're going to see a few showers to the north overall tonight. That should stay out of the area. And as we get towards tomorrow morning, after a very warm night, we're only going to get down into the 60s, upper 50s, low 60s. There comes your showers and thunderstorms. Those have the potential to have those strong winds and maybe a brief spin up as it does come through. It should weaken as we get closer to evening hour and then clear the area. That's when the temperatures, as you see, we start off in the 70s tomorrow, but we take a nosedive to when you wake up by Friday, we're going to be back into the 30s. So a really quick change along with a brisk northwest wind to speak of. And that doesn't change once we get past Friday, Veterans Day, and it just stays cold. 30 degrees, about 10 degrees, 15 degrees below average there. Maybe a snow chance Tuesday or Wednesday, but stay alert tomorrow because these late severe weather events, if they set up right, they can be pretty impressive. But if they don't, then we may not see much of all. But definitely stay alert for tomorrow.
I know. You're going to continue to track it for us, and we appreciate that, Greg. Thank you very much. It is still unclear this morning which party will have control of the U.S. Senate. There are races across the country that are still too close to call, and that includes the race in Georgia for U.S. Senate between Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock and Republican challenger Herschel Walker. 98% of precincts reporting, and just 30,000 votes separate the two. Now, It's unique in Georgia because the state requires a majority to win statewide office. And with those incomplete results showing, and they have a third-party candidate on the ticket, on the ballot, it is possible that neither Warnock nor Walker will surpass the 50% threshold. The question this morning is whether either contender can win the contest outright or if they will head to a December 6th runoff.
It is 6:49 on your Election Day morning. Coming up in the morning sprint, results in the Secretary of State race and why it might impact Wisconsin elections moving forward.
First, we want to say happy birthday to, I love this name, Azalea.
Are you looking for a fifth kid there, Chris?
I'm good. We're good. Ain't happening, folks. Happy birthday, Azalea. Beautiful name, beautiful smile. We'll be back after this.
This portion of News 3 Now is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Warrens, Wisconsin.
Right now at Hy-Vee, buy a ham, get a free turkey for your holiday gathering. That's right, buy a ham, get a free turkey. Buy a Hormel Cure 81 boneless ham for only $5.99 a pound. Get a honeysuckle white turkey for free. Only at Hy-Vee.
There will always be bumps in the road, but we got guts, America. We got freedom. We got power. We got future. So let's drive on and make the future we want to see together. Because your new Ford vehicle is just the start of a journey. So stop by your Ford dealer today and claim one of the thousands of new Ford trucks and SUVs on their way. We've been building this country for 119 years, but we're just getting started.
If you overdraw your account, Wells Fargo gives you an extra day grace period to avoid the overdraft fee. What if everything came with a grace period? Like accidentally parking where you shouldn't.
Hey, what about this one? Nah, that one gets an extra day. Somebody got lucky.
Like having an extra day grace period? When it comes to overdrafts, you can with Wells Fargo.
Hey, are we gonna fit?
At American Family Insurance, we're here to carefully protect your dreams.
All right, open your eyes.
Welcome home.
All right, we'll see you later.
Save up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto insurance today. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com.
American Family Insurance.
Leisure Concepts has your new hot tub in stock and ready for immediate delivery. Steel and composite construction, whisper quiet perimeter insulation, ozone, UV, and salt systems on any model. Free delivery, cover lift, steps, training, and all at the lowest price. Learn to love winter fully submerged in hot, turbulent water. Get to Leisure Concepts and see almost 70 hot tubs in our packed showroom on the Beltline at the Park Street exit.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
We've got our vision and so much to choose from. But with free in-store design services, our budget and our time are well spent.
At Floor & Decor, with a wide selection of products all at everyday low prices, creating a space to match your taste has never been easier. Discover Floor & Decor today.
Right now at Hy-Vee, buy a ham, get a free turkey for your holiday gathering. That's right, buy a ham, get a free turkey. Buy a Hormel Cure 81 boneless ham for only $5.99 a pound. Get a honeysuckle white turkey for free. Only at Hy-Vee.
Watch News 3 Now at 6 with Eric, Charlotte, Gary, and Zach. Weeknights.
6:53, time for the morning sprint.
We're following breaking updates to the results for election 2022. We start with Josh Breider live at the state capitol with results for the governor's race. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning, guys. Breaking overnight, Governor Evers remains in office for another 4 years as he is reelected to a second term. His challenger, Republican challenger Tim Michels, conceding around 12:20 this morning. This was the most expensive gubernatorial campaign in Wisconsin history. We're tracking the latest reaction up on channel3000.com.
Josh, thank you. Razor thin margins in the race for Secretary of State this morning. Take a look at this. Incumbent Doug LaFollette in the lead with 99% of precincts reporting. He's up by only 1,300 votes. 48.2% to Republican Amy Loudenbeck's 48.1%. The AP, again, has not called this race yet. Loudenbeck, you might remember, made headlines in her campaign with plans to change Wisconsin election law.
First congressional now, Brian Stile projected to win this seat with 55% of the vote so far and 90% of precincts reporting.
And we're making it really easy for you to check results as numbers continue to come in this morning. You can find every statewide result, school referendum, and much more right here on channel3000.com. Just hit the races and results tab at the top of the screen. It will show you every winner and result from the statewide elections.
I think voters know that this is one of the most consequential elections of our lifetime, and they showed up.
Democratic legislator Francesca Hong running unopposed to keep her seat in Madison. She was at Mandela Barnes' Senate watch party last night, keeping a close eye on that close race. No winner announced yet, though Ron Johnson is ahead at this hour with 98% of precincts reporting. He is expected to declare victory at a press conference at 10 a.m.
Line was a 2-hour wait. It's pretty chilly, but I mean, everybody did the best that they could because I know it's a lot of volunteer work.
Long lines yesterday to vote in Middleton, especially. That young lady there cast her ballot after 10 o'clock at night. Of course, if you're in line before polls close at 8 p.m., you are allowed to stay in line and cast your ballot.
To results across the country now. In Texas, Governor Greg Abbott winning his third term as governor, defeating Democratic hopeful Beto O'Rourke this morning. O'Rourke's second loss in recent elections after conceding to Ted Cruz for that U.S. Senate race.
In Michigan, Governor Gretchen Whitmer has been reelected. She defeated Republican challenger Tudor Dixon. Voters have also enshrined abortion rights in the state constitution. Nationally, about 2/3 of voters say abortion should be legal in most or all cases, according to AP Votecast. Tropical storm Nicole forecast to strengthen into a hurricane as it head towards the northwestern Bahamas and Florida's Atlantic coastline today. A range of warnings and watches are in place this morning. It's expected to slam Florida's east coast Thursday morning. This latest system comes as many communities are still reeling from Hurricane Ian.
Yeah, we're not going to be dealing with any hurricanes, tropical storms, but we are got a severe weather alert for that front coming through that's going to have thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, with high winds is the main issue as it comes through. Just to keep in mind that we could have record temperatures tomorrow in the 70s, storms Thursday, and then cold, looks like for Veterans Day, with only 30s and beyond, too.
All right, Greg Barnhart with our first warn. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us this morning, folks. Keep it here, right here on News 3 Now and channel3000.com as we continue to get results in election 2022.